What's up, Union Arena players? Sorry about not making extremely high amount of content the last couple weeks. It's just been hectic busy with the house, so I can't balance everything I want to. But we're gonna build none other than another Sword Art Online deck for you guys to enjoy, and that is gonna be the Alicization deck. I just don't know which one I'm gonna go with. I think we're gonna go with the Integra Knights first, and then build from there. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. All in all, guys, if you want, check out RideMyAvatar.com. This is a good space for you guys to get stuff you want to get, but they also have great blog information to tell you how to play the new deck that's coming out. Gives you a good representation of this is how you should be playing this, being ready to combo off. You know, the articles alone are a great way of using it. So check out Red Riot Games for the articles, because no lie, this is going to give you the best lineup and understanding of how the deck's going to be playing in the future. So definitely check them out. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace. So we're going to be building none other than the Integrity Knights. I don't think we're going to be using too many of them, because at the base and heart and soul, first off, you want Alice herself. Alice Synthesis 30, an Integrity Knight. So choose up to one character with 2000 DP or 2000 or less BP on your opponent's front line and sideline it. If Kirito or Yugo is on your front line, 3000 DP instead. If both are there, you basically get to kill a 4000, which pretty solid in my opinion. We'll be definitely using her because she is a good removal source, especially on raids. If you can hit that, you're in a good spot. And then the other one is 32, which is Yugo. So he's impact, nullify impact, and impact. This card is also treated as Yugo, and when sideline, choose up to one Kirito and one Alice on your front line. They both gain 1000 DP and nullify impact until the end of turn. So this becomes very vital, especially against like One Punch Man decks and stuff like that, to probably get us some great value in defensive strats. So I think these will be the main focal point, because yes, you could be playing these guys, but I feel like they're not as powerful as we want them to be. So I think what we're going to take a look at is, obviously we're going to be playing Alice herself, because you need to have her at the raid. And then I think we're going to need at least a couple copies of Alice Synthesis 30 with the step. So we'll go 2 for right now, and then maybe we're going to play this one as well. So this is another Alice. This card is treated as Alice step. If Kirito and Yugo are on your field, this character gains 1000 DP. So this is our color trigger, which maybe we'll do 2 of right now. Actually, we'll go max here unless we find something that we want to splash in, because I think out of the raid targets, there is a limitation, and it's either we play some of the goddesses support to kind of just give us that upper edge, which to me can be a lot of good things, right? So first off, we do have Homemade Pie, which is our, restand trigger in our final. Now we have the Osmithius Blade. So choose one with 3000. If you have Alice, it's 5000. So yeah, we're going to go full playset of that. Now, since we have a good understanding, I got Gigas Cedar. I'm trying to chop it down, which if you go with 4000 DP, draw 2 cards, maybe possibly do some drawing shenanigans if we really wanted to. Let's see what each of the goddesses kind of bring to the table. So your turn, this character gains all abilities listed below. If you require amount of life, 4 or less when played, snipe. 3 or less, this character gains 500 BP. 2 or less, impact 1. Possibly if we wanted to go with her, maybe we'll take a look at Leafa's one first, next. Or does Leafa not have one? It'd be very interesting if she doesn't have one. Did I miss it? I thought they all got one. Or am I being stupid here? Leafa's at 0. Leafa's at 0. Did she not get a raid this set? That would be weird not to give the full set of the goddesses. I thought they were all part of that set. I thought all the goddesses were in the main set. So Leafa has got sidelined to non-raid girl. Oof. I'm sorry. So maybe we're going to play Asuna. So let's take a look at Asuna here. So when played, choose up to one character on your opponent's front line and one character with one or less energy generator on their energy line. Switch them to resting. If you chose 2 cards, you may swap them. If you have 4 or less life, you may swap them. Then this character cannot move until the start of your next turn instead. Ooh, that's nasty. That is nasty. We actually might want to play a couple copies, especially in the matchups in Sword Art Online mirrors. This is a nasty card because, again, that shuts down Blue's strategy, especially being able to lock the Kirito to the back or even the Asuna to the back. This might actually come into play. So that means we might want to play a couple of her color trigger. You may add 1 card from your life to your hand if you do draw a card. We've seen this before. We see this in none other than our red decks in the One Punch Man set. And I personally actually don't mind, especially because it's a 1 to generate 2. And you're drawing you basically +2 to your hand. Yes, you're taking a life in exchange. But to be honest with you, that's not terrible. And because we're only playing 3, I think if you're at 4 or less, this becomes a 3K. I think we'll play a couple copies across the board, kind of like a 2-2-2 lineup, just to kind of get her in the lineup. And I think that's fine. Now, taking a look here, we have the Alice's. Now, we're not going to play these guys. Definitely we're going to play Yugo, because I think Yugo is vitally necessity for the deck. And we want to have that great experience. Whoopsies. And yeah, that's something to think about, right? We want to have Yugos because this one's going to be our raid target for the Yugo. So we're going to get a max set. Definitely feel like we're going to want to play him at a full play set because, again, this one's going to search. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Kirito or Alice among them. Add them to your hand. Place the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. And if you added a card, place 1 card from your hand into the sideline. Very commonplace for this. Because we do have a 5 curve, we're going to definitely want to play at least 3 copies of this just to get us going. Now, there are Kiritos in the set. There's no raid Kirito in this lineup, so you rely on either your 0 cost Kirito to be in the front line or this Kirito himself. You know, this card basically plays this set to active on the field. If you have Alice and Yugo are on your front lines, this character gains double attack. So again, you get some early aggression in, and if this pops off, you have a good time against your opponent. So at the end of the day, we have a good lineup here. I don't know how I'm going to handle where I want to go with this. Jeez Louise, why? I think we have, what is our trigger count? 36. This is the problem with yellow too. They just don't always have enough triggers to matter. But I feel like maybe when I go this one, draw 2 cards, then you can activate this. Sideline this card. No, we're not going to do that. What's this one? Ultimate Landscape Manipulation. Choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line. 1 energy less this energy. Switch them, rest them. If you chose 2 cards, you may swap them. Choose up to 1 site with 1 energy generation on your opponent's front line. Sideline it. Being able to swap your opponent's stuff can lead to being something good. I don't know if that's what we want. Memory of the Three Children might be what we kind of want to just tech in as a nice one of to bring up our trigger count from the horrendous, 13 that it is. Like, it's kind of high for non-triggers, and I don't like that very often. But I mean, we got the Alice, we got the Yugo, we got Kirito, we got, Asuna. So we kind of have some good stuff. We could look at the Integral Knight package itself. Synthesis 1. Let's see this. If this is a character with 4,000 BP or more, your opponent's field, this character gains impact. I mean, that's conditional, but I don't know if that's worth the conditional. Then you have Synthesis 2. Draw a card, then place one card from your hand at the sideline. It's a double energy generator. We could definitely do that if we weren't playing the Asuna. And this is basically, we're playing the Asuna package because I think locking down energy lines is super good. And, we have some great value there. Synthesis 7 and 31. This character gains 1,000 DP. This thing comes down in color batches, which again could be a lot better because, let's be honest, if we're going to be playing in Sword Art Online events, in-person events for the rare battles, I think we would just take out Thesis, take her out, and then we play him at the 3 spot. Now he'll be double energy generator. He's going to be pushing some damage, and I think that's pretty solid. And especially this is pretty good against if you're walking into, let's say, a heavy green code for locals or a heavy blue JJK locals. Boom, you're in a good spot. And I think, to be honest with you, this isn't bad to look across the board. I think at the end of the day, we have plenty to work with. I hate that we don't have many triggers in the deck, but you got to work with what you got, right? The fact that Kirito is only feasible here, we could easily take the Asunas out, but I feel like we want to have at least enough targets. So there's 6 targets to the 3. So basically we have enough 2-ofs just to kind of fuel her with no issues. There's enough Yugos to kind of work with Yugo, even though he's not going to be our main one. Synthesis 30 is going to be able to answer. So this thing being able to kill anything 3,000 BP instead is kind of good. And as long as you kind of see the Kiritos, get them onto your front line. Yeah, you kind of just sideline stuff there. So I kind of feel like we're going to name this, what would it be? Integral Knights plus Asuna. So is it Integral? Let's take a look here. Integral Knights. No, I wanted to input it here. Plus Asuna. So I think this might actually be worth taking into consideration. I think this has a lot going for it, and people can correct me if I'm wrong on the deck build, but I think this is very solid, especially during rare battle situations. I think this is probably one of the stronger yellow decks out of the choices because you definitely want the Integral Knights. You do have the Odyssey option, but let me know down in the comments if that's what you would like to see next. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.